Right, 25 September 2020, and today I've got a very interesting case as a follow-up to a video that I made earlier this week, where the People's Democratic Party, led by Lucia Matibenga, had gone to tell the Ministry of Housing in Zimbabwe, led by July Moyo, to recall the newly elected mayor of Harare, Jacob Mafume. So this case was taken to court on an urgent basis, and Jacob Mafume has now won the interdict. So July Moyo has been interdicted from recalling Mayor Jacob Mafume, and he continues as mayor until the main case that is before the court is heard. So I've had a chance to look at the original papers that were submitted to the court, but the order itself is not yet ready. So I'm going to be able to give you that order sometime later on, probably on Monday. However, the case is very interesting because while Mayor Jacob Mafume has won the case, it has brought about political implications for the PDP leader, Tendai Biti. Specifically, in these court papers, the PDP admits that it went into the election as part of the MDC alliance agreement. So you will remember that all along, the MDC alliance has been said to be a political party. But in this particular application, they actually say they are applying in terms of that Supreme Court ruling. So they say they went into the election as the MDC alliance. The councillors, the MPs, they were elected under the MDC alliance banner. And Lucia Matibenga and her group cannot recall any MPs or any senators or councillors because they went into the election as the People's Rainbow Coalition. I see a bit of a problem arising here, because what this means is now we're going to have the same case that happened between Thokozani Kupe and Nelson Chamisa, where both of them went to the election with different names, but Dr. Kupe ended up winning the name. So I see a challenge here, and this is going to be very, very interesting. So there were two court cases: the urgent interdict, which was to stop Mayor Jacob Mafume from being called, and then there's this main case that is coming, which is meant to stop Lucia Matibenga and her group from acting as part of the MDC alliance. How interesting could it get if the court rules that Lucia Matibenga owns the name PDP and she's the one who is in the MDCT by right? And I think this would be a very big blow for Tendai Biti, and I hope that it does not happen that way. So let me take you quickly through these court papers, and specifically I want to show you what Tendai Biti's party is asking for here. And the lawyers here, let me quickly look at the lawyers who did this this court case. I think it's Batasara. So that is the law firm or the lawyer who was representing Mayor Jacob Mafume, and also councillors from Mutare and from Bulawai. They were all interdicted from being recalled until this is determined. So the lawyer is Mupanga Batasara attorneys who are in Eastleigh. So these are the lawyers that represented Mayor Jacob Mafume and the two other councillors. And in this particular case that we are looking at here, the main case, Kutata Pulu, who is the vice president of Tendai Biti's party, PDP, Sedo Mendichikunya, who is the secretary general, and Jacob Mafume, obviously, who was in this case. In the main case, they are saying the courts should declare that the party of Lucia Matibenga cannot recall any of the PDP members. So another person who was here is Regai Tsunga, MP for Mutasa, I think Mutasa South, and Celestile Mahlang, who is also an MP for PDP. You will see that in this case, I did not see Tendai Biti as any of the plaintiffs. And I think this is done on purpose, because Tendai Biti would ask then, are you a vice president of MDC Alliance, or are you the president of PDP? So that question is going to arise, and then it will also bring the question of whether the MDC Alliance is a political party or not. And then the people who are being asked here to respond are July Moyo, Jacob Mdenda, Parliament of Zimbabwe, and ZEC. And the order that is being sought. So this is for the case that is still before the court. So this order wants to declare that Settlement Chikwenya is the Secretary General of PDP. So Rukanda, who went to court, they want him to be declared that he's not the Secretary General. He cannot write letters. Only Settlement Chikwenya can write letters. Then they wanted an order declaring that the letters recalling the councillors is null and void and set aside. They wanted an order declaring that ZEC, Parliament, and July Moyo should disregard the letters which are recalling the councillors. They wanted an order declaring that the only duly authorized representative of the People's Democratic Party, and that is Settlement Chikwenya, has the power to act on behalf of PDP. They want an order declaring that the Secretary General, like that is Settlement Chikwenya, is the only person that can speak to public institutions. And they want an order declaring that the second to fifth defendants, who I've just given you, are hereby barred from acting on any directive or instructions other than from Settlement Chikwenya. And the first defendant is to pay the costs on a higher scale. So when you look at the first defendant, as I said, that is Rukanda. Rukanda is the one who is saying he is the, so Benjamin Rukanda is the one who is saying he's the Secretary General of PDP. They want him to pay costs at higher scale. The reason being, he is, or he's pretending, or he's stealing the identity of the PDP. So the case that we have here before us is not just the recall of the mayors or the councillor. You see that they've also put in Rekai Tsunga. They are basically saying, you are not going to be able to touch our people, including Kutata Pulu himself. I think Kutata Pulu is an MP from Kulumane, if I'm not mistaken. He went in under the MTC Alliance, but he's not a member of the PDP. The question that is going to arise, and that is going to be before the judge, will be, is the PDP the one that went to the MDC Alliance, or did Tendai Biti leave that one to form his own political party, and should everyone go back to the period before the split? So the reason why the party PDP split was because of Tendai Biti deciding to go into MDC Alliance, and Lucia Matebenga, she decided to go into the People's Rebel Coalition. But was there an official dismissal? So these kind of things are going to arise, and this is where the independence of the courts is going to come up. Who is the PDP, and who is stealing the identity, and who left the PDP? Did the members that, for example, Rukanda, how did he become the Secretary General of the PDP? These are very interesting questions that are going to arise. Right, so I personally think this was good that Mayor Jacob Mafume has maintained this position, but I'm not sure what is going to happen in terms of the ownership of the PDP. Would the judge say anything more than what has been asked for here by Tendai Biti's party? And what is the status of Tendai Biti? This question is going to be asked. Is Tendai Biti still part of PDP, or is he part of the people that have left PDP to join the MTC Alliance? This could turn out to be a new twist in this case, and we are yet to watch and see what happens. Right. Thank you very much for watching, and I'll be back next week with the actual court order. I want to give you the court order for the court interdict, and we'll continue to follow the main court case to see what the judges say about the PDP. Is the PDP still existing? Is Tendai Biti still in it? Or now it is being headed by someone else? Right. Thank you very much for watching. If you're watching this on WhatsApp, send it to as many people as possible. If you're watching this on YouTube and Facebook, please like, comment, and